Welcome to Firearms of America. Today I'm back here at Shooters in Fort Myers, Florida, about to review another Canik. Yes, Caniks have been growing in popularity. This Turkish-made firearm. So far I have been impressed with these guys, the products that these guys made. This is another one of those Canik Mete or Mete, or however you want to call it, it's up to you, SFT. Like 4.1, 4.08 inch barrel, so 4-inch barrel, 18 capacity magazine, fairly impressive. Let's put some 5 rounds through it and see what it can do. Now this particular one is chambered in 9mm, but they also apparently have 380 and 40 Smith & Wesson versions. I haven't seen one of those yet, so looks like the 9mm one is the most popular for obvious reasons. Now the magazine is very easy to load. It's very nicely numbered. I mean, it's numbered through 2 all the way to 18, so you can see exactly how many rounds you have in that. Right now I have 4, as you can see, and 5. Very easy to load, double stacked, as you can see, narrowed down at the very top, so it's easy to get the mag in. Okay, I'm not gonna forget my ear protection this time, like I do sometimes. So, that middle of the yellow at the very center looks untouched. Well, it is pretty touched, but I think I can touch it a little bit more. So, very easy to rack, very nice. Let's see what we can do with this. That is a pretty good group. Not me, the gun. Excellent trigger, really good recoil management. Well, recoil management is me, of course, but the gun is very easy to manage. The recoil is barely noticeable, but the best part is the trigger. I cannot wait to get to it. Let's start from the beginning though. Let's talk about the grip. As you can see, there is some stippling going on the side, not too aggressive. More aggressive we have the back, and the front is the same as the side. Pretty good overall, gives you a decent amount of aggression to have a proper grip. There are serrations at the front of the trigger guard, so you can do that, although this is a full-size gun, so you're probably not going to need to do that. One thing that I wanted to point out, which is very smart, and I'm really glad that Canik implemented it here, is this little stippling over here. Now, to some, it might seem like, well, who cares, right? But this right here is very, very important, and it actually does help a lot with the recoil management, because when you have a proper grip, this is where your thumb rests, and you can actually feel your thumb kind of gripping into that particular spot, giving you extra pressure point for the recoil management. So excellent job, Canik. Well done, definitely appreciate it. Now we got our mag release over here. It's not ambidextrous, works very well. As you can see, it's not as spring loaded, so the magazine doesn't really shoot out. Not a big deal. You can still have it, you know, fast reload, not a big deal. But for a future Canik, I recommend, if you can, make it more spring loaded so the magazine jumps out quicker, it would be better, all right? Not a big deal though. Now, mag release. That's one of the things that I kind of have mixed feelings about. As you can see, it's very nicely extended, which is great. It helps with, if you want to use it as a pressure point for your grip, you can do that. And with short fingers, you can easily reach it. However, in this particular gun, it does not seem to be very, as you can see, it's not. Come on. So it's supposed to be one-hand operation, but in this particular gun, it just feels a little bit too wooden. Now, I had the Elite Combat, TP9 Elite Combat, whatever version of Canik that they have, and it was exactly the same shaped mag release, and it was functioning just right. So I'm wondering if it's this particular handgun, or just in these models of these Mete SFT whatever models, they just did not do as good of a job on the slide release. Now it might get a little bit better with some usage, with some lubrication possibly, but still I kind of, you know, I expect a good operation right out of the box. But moving on further, as you can see, we have our accessory rail here at the front for the laser, for a flashlight, whatever you want. We got some serrations, pretty aggressive serrations, by the way. Yeah, which is really good. I like it. More aggression, the better. Easier to grab. At the front and on the back, so however you like to rack. Come on. No. I wish, but not in this particular gun. Let's put some 5 more rounds through this gun, and then we will talk about the sides, which is nothing too crazy in the sides, but the trigger. The trigger is very impressive in this gun. I really do like it quite a lot. While I'm loading the magazine, I wanted to tell you I started a brand new channel. Yes, we are building a church here in Fort Myers, Florida, and the channel is going to be for the church. We're going to have our sermons on the website, and obviously there's going to be little videos of discussing whatever. So if you're a Christian, if you're interested in Christianity, check it out. Make sure to subscribe. That will be very, very helpful. It's called The Church of Fire, and the link can be found on the main Firearms of America YouTube channel page in the recommended channels. I placed it there. It's ready to go. Okay, so let's do some shooting. I want to check something. Let's see. Aha! So when you have ammo in your magazine, the slide release actually works much better. And it is actually a one-hand operation, so I'm happy about that. Okay, I will do the top orange. Man, this trigger is freaking amazing. Holy cow. For the price, this is the best trigger I've seen in the budget-friendly guns like this. Can't wait to talk about it. But let's start with the sights. We have our standard 3-dot sight, nothing crazy over here, very easy. Okay, now let's talk about the trigger. Trigger is the best part. Okay, so we have our little pre-trigger, red. I like it, looks cool in red, why not? It's really small, not much to look at, but it really serves as a drop safety. That's what it is for. But it's also a psychological press, feel, or your finger before it's on the trigger, it's on the pre-trigger. So let's see, we have very familiar, very safe travel. I mean, you can't miss it. You can't misunderstand it with anything else, right? It's very clear, it's a pre-travel. We have about 4.5, 5 millimeters of it. And then we have this 2 millimeters, and again, it's very, very familiar. It's nothing crazy. So this, and then this, you can't miss it. Once you done it a couple times, you're gonna get used to it immediately. And then you have your crisp break. I mean, super crisp break. Check this out, I wanna do it again. So you have pre-trigger, you have this travel, you have this travel, and then crisp break. You see how, I mean, this is the first time me shooting this gun, and immediately you become accustomed with the trigger. That's what the good trigger is all about, is that you don't take a whole day on the range, a week, you have to go every week and practice on the range to learn your trigger. No, this trigger, you shoot it once and that's it. You know it. You know exactly where it is. 5 fin and a little bit more and then crisp break. That's it. So in a crazy situation, bam, 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 in a nice accuracy shooting, pre-travel, bam. Very easy. I love it. Now, obviously, speaking of features, if you know the brand Canik, again, Turkish brand, and if you are new to Turkish firearms, I have to say, Turkey has been more than impressive at making excellent stuff, which is budget-friendly, feature-packed. You just get the most value for your money whenever it comes to shotguns. I've reviewed plenty of Turkish shotguns so far, and handguns, specifically Canik. Now there's another brand out there, Girsan, and we have it actually in the store. I'll try to review it today as well. I haven't reviewed any of those yet. I'll try to do it today. But Canik has been impressive so far. Just what you're getting in the package. I mean, some guns you get with the holster, and here, as you can see, you're getting the MOS cutout already in there. Not only that, there's plenty of safety features here besides the safe action system. That's what Glock calls it, so I call it everything. On every gun I call it safe action. Here on the trigger, you also have a cocked indicator, as you can see. So we're gonna cock the gun, and now it's red. And now I'm gonna break the trigger, and now it's gone. But on top of all this, you also have a loaded chamber indicator. So as you can see over here, it's flat. Nothing in the chamber right now. It's still flat. Come on, focus, focus, focus. You can do it. There you go. You see, it's flat, right? But let me put one round into it. And you see now it's sticking out. Check this out. And because of my terrible recoil management, I caught the casing not fly out properly. But that was me personally. That was my one-hand shooting. I tried to show off, but it didn't go that well. So that's what you get for showing off. So overall, I have to say, besides this little slide release thing, which I think is not a big deal, as long as you have something in the magazine, you will be able to do a one-hand operation, so it's not a big deal. A very impressive gun. I mean, just great stuff, especially the trigger. For the price, this is easily one of the best triggers that I have reviewed in the gun so far. And little smart things like this little stippling over here. I like it. Now, disassembly of the gun, if you're interested in that, is very similar to a Glock. Basically, you're pulling the slide back, you press these two things down, and the slide goes out just like in a Glock. So overall, I'm a huge fan still of Canik, the brand. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this gun? What do you think about this review? If you have any recommendations or suggestions for reviews, drop them in the comments below and I'll be happy to address them. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.